procedure.
Madam Speaker, thank you very much. Rule 50 requires all ministers to attend Parliament and answer questions. You thanked the Honorable Bahati and Honorable Musasizi for attending. I have said the Speaker did. Their attendance must be of value. It is not a ceremony. If you have a person holding the office of Prime Minister and for every question she's looking at her shoulder, I want to go to Rule 50. We have UPDF officers who are in this Parliament. You hear members of Parliament, the most recent one from Njeru, that he has gone to see Muhoozi Kainerugaba General to develop his constituency. Yet we are the ones who pass a budget here. So I have two issues, procedure. The first, can the President publish a list of all his relatives and we know who handles which development? The second one,
a list of what?
Of his relatives. And we know who handles. Because Honorable Njeru went to Muhoozi Kainerugaba. I want to know who I go to if I have another matter. And then, Madam Speaker, and this is a very serious matter, don't take it because I've seen MPs going to meet General Sari. If we have two generals who are important and they can attend the Parliament and answer questions, why don't we chase away two from these ones and bring the others who can answer questions in the Parliament?
Honorable SEMUJJU. Honorable SEMUJJU, I don't see any problem with anybody going to see General Saleh or going to see MK or going to see the President. First of all, the President is the President of the Republic of Uganda and is your President. He's the President, Honorable SEMUJJU. So if people want to go, if that's where they find solace, what's wrong with anybody going anywhere? How come that for you, you come to me, you don't go to your Secretary General Nandala?
Thank you. Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, I would like to thank you for your resilience and commitment in ensuring that there is sanity on our roads in Uganda. And in your communication about the important road fund for the districts and the cities, that is
Chair, we have already referred that to the committee.
Yes, I wanted to add, Madam, just 1 second
you will go to the committee and take that information.
There is Madam, one
you
point.
You will go to the committee.
Item 2, communication from the Chair.
Honourable members, I want to welcome you to this afternoon sitting. And on a special note, I want to thank Honourable Bahati. And why am I thanking Honourable Bahati? He knows why he's here, why he was appointed as a minister. He knows he has to be here. Honorable Bahati, even Honorable Musasi, I am happy the whip has also come, but that does not remove what we have said. Honorable Bahati, Honorable Whip and Finance, we are happy you're here. Whip, we need you to really whip your ministers. We need ministers in the House. Today we have a very important motion that we are going to pass. That is on thanking the President and a rebuttal from opposition. We need people to be here to respond. Anyway, I want to welcome you to this afternoon meeting. Honorable members, last week we notified you on the issue of the Road Act 2019, which did not have the attendant regulations to aid its enforcement. And in less than a day, and one of the recommendations that we talked about was inspection of vehicles to determine whether they are DMCs. In less than a day, we get the accident in Kagadi where 16 people perished. That was really so sad. So sad that a vehicle can just ram on another because of the dangerous condition it is in. And we are aware that it is the regulations that are integral in operationalization of the laws that we have made in this House. I want information from the Attorney General or from the ministers or from government on how many regulations do we have on all the bills that we have passed in this House. We need to know which regulation has been made for which bill, for which act that has been passed. We want that laid on this floor tomorrow. Honorable Government Chief Whip, we will continue making laws in this House, and we'll be excited we have made these bills, we have these acts in place, but without regulations, you cannot operationalize. So we need the regulations to be in place, and they should be brought in this House. We must match a regulation vis-a-vis the law that has been passed. What is operationalizing it? Honorable members, I have been informed that we have a problem with the road fund. I got a petition, and the petition that I got on the road fund, what happened when during budgeting process, the Minister of Finance did not put sufficient money for the road fund. Instead, thought it wise that the 1 billion shillings that we allocated to districts was for the road fund. And you know very well that on the issues of the road fund, for instance, if you look at in the history of this House on appropriation, financial year 2022-2023, there was a big reduction on the fund, that is vote 118. And the big reduction was from 489.3 billion in financial year 2021-2022 to 487 billion, and then financial year 2022-2023 to 401 billion only. Instead of increasing, it is reducing. So because of that, we've gotten a petition, and we need, there's a reduction of 88 billion. We need a committee of infrastructure to study this issue and report back, and we need also a response from finance on why did they reduce that amount. So you can give your response to the committee, and that should be reported to the House. Because, honorable members, this money goes to our constituencies, and it helps us in coming back to the Parliament. If we cannot fight for a road fund, then you're nobody. These roads are bad, they need to be worked on. And when people say the money goes to members of parliament, it's not our personal money. We are working on the roads. We provide for money to work on the roads. So we must work very hard to ensure that the money that belongs to the road fund should be put back or even increased. Honorable members, it has also come to our attention that since 2020, the Kampala Capital City Authority is unable to collect needed revenue from the outdoor advertising due to the absence of relevant ordinance. There is no ordinance. KCC has not made the ordinance. So all those things that you're seeing, the signposts that you're seeing, and I can see the chairperson of presidential is nodding her head. They are not collecting money. So the NTR that is collected from KCCA is limited because of lack of ordinance. So we want Kampala Capital City to have the ordinance in place and ensure that all those outdoor advertisements are being paid for. We need money. We cannot continue all the time lamenting that we don't have money. And yet we have an avenue of collecting money. So that should be implemented and reported back to this House. Honorable members, you know very well that it's you and me who are supposed to make sure that we support government in getting money. And that should be done. Honorable members, during the weekend, Sunday, the Prime Minister went and represented the country in the women's soccer in Kigali. I think you all saw her, very excited. And she went and watched the women's football, the Crested Crane in Kigali, where our team performed very well. And we want to thank the team. The team is due to go to Paris for Women Olympic Football Tournament qualifiers. In the next phase, they will be going to Cameroon in September 2023. I want to congratulate the women for that. And on behalf of the women of Uganda, we will continue supporting our women football because they are proving to be better than all the others. And as a house, we will continue ensuring that they get sufficient funding, and the funding this time must be channeled to the women, not only men. The 11th Parliament will do that, and will always support sports in this country. We will support sports, whatever kind of sports. We will support it for socioeconomic transformation. Honorable members, yesterday I received information of the unrest of Amolata district, where some locals were up against non-natives of the area. There are people who were not from that area, so the locals did not want people who are not from that area. We are all Ugandans. We need to coexist. We should not go into that traditional age, traditional times that we don't want people who are not from this area. So I want the minister to ensure that we avoid this kind of thing. And finally, on a sad note, again this weekend we witnessed, on top of the 16 accidents, today we got information of the demise of the Archbishop Emeritus of Mbarara Diocese. His Archdiocese, His Grace Paul Bachenga. The deceased was a very dedicated servant of God and committed to his entire life in fulfilling his priesthood. May we rise and observe a moment of silence.
May his soul rest in eternal peace.
Thank you. I still want to retaliate on the issue of attendance in the house. Attendance in the house is one of the core roles that you should do. If you don't attend the house, I saw a New Vision showing that the best members of Parliament, Sarah Payne, because she grabs the microphone all the time. But much as she just grabs the microphone all the time, she's here. So be here and be seen to be here. That's why you voted. You voted to be in the house. Pardon? Honorable members, you need to be in the house. And I want to tell you that we print those. When you log in, the clock in, we print it. Your voters are going to look at, are you in the house? Are you in the constituency? Where are you? This is your home when you're in Kampala. You get it, eh? So if you are not here, then where are you? And a committee sit in the morning, in the afternoon. That's why we decided to have the house in the afternoon. Honorable members, for me, what I'm giving you is a simple advice. And you know the rules of procedure of this house. When you don't attend the house for a number of times, you know what happens. But I wish you good luck in today's deliberation. Thank you. Procedure.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, I rise on procedural matter. You have said that every time a member comes, he must register the signature to prove that the member is in. Right Honorable Speaker, the strategic development plan says that we should leave no one behind. We have allowed legally for the elderly to be members of this house. But unfortunately, technology is not taking care of the needs of the elderly. So every time I come here, I try to put my finger, put the first one, the second one, the third. Right Honorable Speaker, so the only way that I have been able to prove that I'm around is occasionally to speak if I'm allowed to speak. Otherwise, by virtue of registering through technology, I have been alienated. I'm not in a position to register my presence.
Thank you.
And I believe the others as well. Secondly, Right Honorable Speaker, on the issue of Molatar, the people who are there and are not supposed to be people from Molatar, I think that issue has not been properly understood. I'm immediate neighbor to Molatar. Most of the people who are in Molatar are not Langi. They have for generations been people from different areas. You find the Bateso there, the Basoga there, the Barulis, you know, the Baganda, they're all mixed up. So for anybody to say that the Langi of Molatar are not allowing other people to be there, that person is lying. Where the people are bitter, it's because there are people who have come with their goats, with their cows, and they want to dominate that place. And they are protected by arms. So, Right Honorable Speaker, this is a very serious matter. We have to investigate it. The Langis will never, ever stop anybody from integrating with the Langis.
Thank you. Honorable Minister, Imad, first of all, the technology we have is compatible with even the elders, the disability, and everybody, including age. We have grandmothers here, great-grandmothers like Imad. the system is compatible. In my, actually we need jig for her to wash her feet. In my communication, I did not mention the name Langi. I said the people in Molatar. And the people in Molatar, as you've said, some of them are Bateso, some of them Aiteso, some of them Luo and whichever. What we are saying, they need to learn to coexist. Much as we are doing investigation, let the investigation be done, but we do not need to kill each other. Let the investigation go on, but without killing each other. Yes, procedure.
Right, Honourable Speaker, last week, the Prime Minister undertook to come back to this House and give government position on the fate of the local councils. Right, Honourable Speaker, there is a law enacted in 2006, the Local Council Courts Act. Those local council courts, particularly at the local council 2 level, are mandated to handle all disputes related to customary land. And the customary land appears to be the biggest land tenure system in this country. Now that the term of office of the local councils has expired, the effect of judgments passed by those local council courts and entertaining the disputes are all matters of law, and one would conveniently say they lack jurisdiction and cannot act. So it's a huge crisis because land disputes are all over the country and on a daily basis. So can we know from the Prime Minister when the government is availing resources for local council elections to be held, since there is no any other way other than that?
Government, can we hear about the local council?
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, that issue was here last week, and this Thursday, the Minister of Local Government is coming up to this Parliament to inform you about the program for the local councils. I thank you.
I need to find out, honourable members, government, I need to find out something. Assuming something happens between now and Thursday, that requires a LOC1 stamp, an acknowledgement and presence. What happens? We just want to be educated. We need to be guided.
Right Honourable Speaker, the Attorney General will give us a clarification. He's on his way coming. So he'll come here and give us a clarification on that.
Honourable members, the legal advice of government is the AG. Can we have the AG to put that issue of LOCs to rest? Let's not talk about it. Can we have the AG in the House?